the trending news.
All right, 360 seconds, let's go. Okay, social media and social comparisons. South Korea faces the world's lowest fertility rate, with experts attributing this to high living costs, work culture, changing gender roles. Additionally, the influence of social media is creating unrealistic expectations around marriage and lifestyle, discouraging young Koreans from settling down. Oh yeah. So the world's lowest fertility rate. We've heard this on and on and on all the time. With tech, with social media, everyone just talks about, all the things that they want to buy, but they just can't because they don't have the money.
Right.
And money, it all comes out to money. They just don't have the money to do anything. And when you get married, you have to invest in a house, you have to buy a car, you have to buy diapers and all sorts of things.
Right, but however, I think social media is making unrealistic expectations. I think people, not everybody, but I think some people can get married, can have kids, but their expectations are so high.
Yeah.
Especially when you go on social media, just a comparison contest.
You know what? Social media is social media, to be honest with you.
What's up?
I don't want to say this, but
it.
You guys, social media is social media. It's just a place where you post pics.
People live on there though.
To brag about what they have, what they don't have. Don't compare your life to people on social media. Not all the posts are real. Some people might be faking it. Some people borrow loans from the bank.
It's 90%
and then
fake.
they flex it. And it's fake, but it gets in your brain, and then it starts to, terrorize your brain, and then you start to make all these fantasies about life.
A lot of people are single and can't even flex or show off when they're single. So what makes them want to get married and have kids? I don't think, personally, for social media, people have to understand everything's fake, everything looks perfect. And with the whole economy and Korea not wanting to have kids, it makes things worse. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, man. Social media, I just use it for. I don't use it to compare my life with them.
Right.
It's just like
you have to have your purpose for it, but people live on there, so
don't live on it.
Don't live on there. Right.
All right, let's move on to our second story. 30 people purchased 8,000 homes. Okay?
How many?
30 freaking people purchased 8,000 homes. So data revealed that 30 individuals, they're all different people, purchased nearly 8,000 homes. Total value, 1.19 trillion won. 1.19 trillion won.
And that's like almost 900 million USD dollars.
Almost 900 million US dollars in Korea over the past 5.5 years. The significant buying spree indicates the government's anti-land speculation rules may be ineffective in controlling housing prices. Now you understand South Korea? Now, most of these purchases occur in high demand areas like Seoul, Incheon, and Gyeonggi province. They gotta put in stricter rules. I mean, Korean laws are super weak. We hear this all the time. We see in the news all the time. It's not just for violent crimes. It's not just for small petty crimes either. It's for these big issues as well. Their laws it's super weak. And that's why people take advantage of these laws. And I wonder why it's super weak. Maybe the politicians are involved in this kind of scandals.
Well, I don't know much I do know a little bit about real estate in Korea. But I know in America and Canada, it's not much difference. But I will say in America, corporations on stock market, they're on the S&P and the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
They buy houses. So when you're a family bidding on a house and the house is $300K, a corporation will bid $350 just because they can, and then rent it out to you.
But the thing about, at least in America, the land is massive. There's so many land and property there, whereas Korea fits in a Lake Superior size. You know what I'm saying? That
is true, but everybody was still the same problem in America. Everybody wants to live in the high destination cities.
Right.
Everyone wants to live in Seoul. In Gyeonggi-do.
There's only Seoul here in Korea. In America, there's at least New York, LA, there's Texas now, there's Atlanta, there's a bunch of different places and options.
I see what you mean.
But Korea is just, everyone just wants to go to one area, which is Seoul. They don't even look at Busan. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. But this 30 people purchasing 8,000 homes, come on, regulations, what kind of regulations do you guys have?
But some people would argue it's capitalism.
I know, but capitalism, you know what they say, everything in moderation is always best. But
Right.
there seems to be no moderation here. All right, let's move on. All right, third story. Over 2,000 subway passengers injured in Seoul over 5 years. So over the last 5 years, over 2,000 people sustained injuries on Seoul subways, with line number 2 recording the highest number of injuries. The injuries decreased during peak COVID-19 times, but
sure.
they begun to rise again in 2022, and Seoul Metro paid $1.5 million for medical treatments. Primary causes were passengers being stuck between subway doors and injuries occurring inside subway stations and cars. And I think a lot of these injuries happen because
Just say it.
because some people are irresponsible, to be honest. Some people just
That's a good way of saying it.
no, I think some people just want to get injured, to be honest with you. Like the doors are closing. Why are you running into a door that's closing?
Literally what happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, like, I know there's a lot of people and you're in a rush, but sometimes you make the wrong choice of running into a closing door. That's why you're getting jammed. But at the same time, there's also the other side of the story where there's too many people.
No, there could be too many people, right? Too many people, right?
Too many people, like,
But-
you're getting squeezed out of the car.
Right. If that happens, I understand,
Yeah.
right? But if you, I've seen so many people literally running nose, like just boom, like
Yeah.
they see the door closing, but they pretend like they don't see it closing, like it's gonna stop for them,
Exactly.
and they just like ricochet, or the body just ricochets off the door,
Exactly.
and I'm like,
And then they blame the subway for it, you know? It's just, come on, like.
so again, please, be safe. You know, is it really worth it, or wake up early and be on time? So
And to be honest with you, 2,000 passengers injured in Seoul over 5 years. I thought it's pretty small.
really, I thought it was a lot.
5 years, man. I thought maybe 2,000 passengers injured in 1 year. If that
Korea
a
is
lot.
super safe though,
And
but
there's so many people using it, you know.
however, did you hear about today? Maybe you haven't heard about it. There was a worry that someone pulled out a knife on the subway,
Oh man, that's dangerous.
and then there's like a stampede on the subway,
Oh, yeah, that's
and then people were getting injured. I don't know if it was real. I think it was a scare.
okay.
Right, and we'll probably play the video during this segment. But no, there's a video, and so.
That's something you don't want happening. Any sort of crazy violence.
We'll talk. I think we're gonna talk about it a bit later. But yeah.